Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Plague Inc. Evolved, the early access Windows version of the popular cell phone game. And today we are going to be doing the Neurax swarm on Mega Brutal. We have gotten the first 3 of the plagues done on Mega Brutal. We're hoping if we get maybe this one, maybe this one, maybe this one, all done on Mega Brutal, it will be enough to unlock the last couple of cheats. So I'm going to be following a strategy here. Let's see. The strategy guide is telling me to get ATP boost, genetic mimic, which we already have, native biome, which we already have, extremophile, which we already had, and symptostasis. Symptoms costs don't increase, but it's easier to cure. Alright. So we're going to be playing on Mega Brutal. We're trying to unlock these 2 cheats. Let's continue. So, I'm not going to call it Hungry Hippos. That's a real old name. We're going to call it Mega Neurax Worm. And I hope that is the right way to spell it. Okay, it says, once we start getting Trojan planes, it's a really good idea to send them to these 3 countries, Greenland, Iceland, and Madagascar. After those 3 are infected, focus sending your planes to uninfected start focus on other countries that aren't infected. Now it's saying before I even pick a country, come to the plague and evolve egg 1 and egg 2. That's not a possibility. I can't get into the plague menu, at least on this version, but I can certainly do that as soon as I click. So we have egg 1 and egg 2, and it did tell me to start in India, and in this exact order it's telling me to get. Let's see. Consortia locomotion. Where is Consortia locomotion? Right here. So we need 4 DNA. Is our next move. Mega Neurax Worm begins in India. We have 4. Next thing it wants us is auditory locomotion, which requires 5. Neurax Worm emerges. We are playing on Mega Brutal, so hopefully this works on the first try. This series is only got about 6 more episodes in it, if all goes well. And I'm kind of happy for that because it will free up some more time for me. I'm not super burned out. I say this, of course, having just taken a several days break from recording Plague Inc. At this point I'm into recording The Witcher 3, which means I'm very, very busy on that game, which claims to be a 200-hour game plus. So we want to get water and air. We'll get water first. How much is it? 11 DNA? There's 11 DNA, and then air is another 11. So we are definitely trying to increase the infectivity. Yes, I'm having a great time with The Witcher 3. I hope you go check out that series. Uh, Probably by the time you see this episode, I'll be well into it. I might even be done with it, but I doubt it. Yeah, that's kind of unlikely. Now it wants us to do drug and cold and heat resistance. So drug resistance 1, cold resistance 1, and heat resistance 1. So 11 DNA first. Again, I'm sticking with my thought that I like Plague Inc. I just probably played it too often, too close together. And that is something I'm certainly going to have to keep in mind in the future when picking games. I don't want to play games in a way that is so incredibly different from an average person's experience that then I have a different experience with it. And that's become more and more apparent to me as I've learned about how the reviewers, the big time reviewers who got The Witcher 3 early, probably, generally speaking, played the game, where they just ran right through the main storylines to reach their deadline and be the first people with reviews out. They probably didn't do many of the side quests. They probably didn't take much time on it, on screwing around and being absorbed in the world. And I heard they said that most reviewers were only at level 35, whereas the maximum level is 70. So there was definitely an air of they just rushed through it. Now they all kind of loved the game, so the only thing that could really be different is when I reviewed it at the end of The Witcher 3, I'll say, well, there was actually too much in it and it took too long. And already, to some extent, that is true and noticeable, that as I walk through forests, there's just nothing in between the forests, the points in the forests. So there's too much in the sense of actual square footage, it feels like sometimes, but not that much. Let's see. Not too much as far as stories and monsters. I could even say there might be too much as far as monsters, because you do at the very beginning spend a lot of time fighting drowners. That is definitely true. Let's see. Alright. 1 second. Now I'm looking for environmental hardening. This is the last thing on the next step. Half the world is infected right now, and they're only at 3% of the cure. Okay, so now it says we're gonna start putting some symptoms in. Neural breach at 1 DNA. So neural breach, cerebral tendrils. Let's see, adrenogenic constriction, and antioxylytic Infusion for 5 is the next thing. Here's one we haven't seen. Despite access to the best drugs, the President of the United States is ill with mega Neurax worm. It is uncertain whether the President can remain in power. US President taken ill. We do not see this unless we get Drugs 2, and I never played Drugs 2, so I hadn't until I started doing the Mega Brutal things actually ever seen it. So now I'm just repeating myself. Adoration for 17, and I've remembered this pause button is the spacebar. It is a billion times better to play this game if you know the spacebar actually pauses the game. So we're doing Adoration, Devotion, and we want to do Transcendence for 54. There's definitely countries. Oh, just Morocco. Morocco is the only uninfected country, interestingly enough. There's Morocco right there. They're at 21% of the cure, and we can now do Transcendence for 64. The cost went up. Give me another 3 DNA. There we go. Transcendence. Now it says, after evolving Transcendence, it won't be necessary to kill people. Once everyone is infected, you will win the game. That being said, the remaining DNA should be used to hinder progression of the cure. Symptoms should be confusion, memory loss, and this, and this, and this, I believe. Let's see, so at no point did it go for this. Genetic hardening. Alright, well, the next thing we need is 11 DNA. The world is almost completely infected right now. So we'll aneurysm, and then aphasia, and then the falling into anarchy. First death in Asia, with not a lot of people dying. Infected worship the mega Neurax worm, as they should. So let's see, we need 11. Will we get 11? There are no healthy people left in the world, which means we've won the game. Mega Neurax worm enslaves humanity. Pretty easy there. Pretty easy. I mean, let's just take a look here and see what we did. We got egg 1, egg 2. We went up this realm for infectivity, and then we went drugs, heat, cold, drugs 2, heat, cold, and then that hardening. We started in India. Once we started at the very end, once we had the DNA, we did the symptoms, just to go all this way straight to Transcendence, and then we used these to slow down the cure, but the cure wouldn't have made it in time anyways. And that was Mega Brutal. That was really easy. The whole world worships Mega Neurax worm, and at the end, as their god and master. Efforts to cure the plague have ceased, and humanity is entering a dark new future as a slave species. That was really, really easy. Incredibly easy. I am like jaw on the floor, shocked by how easy that was. That was 350 days. We got it to a complex Neurax worm. 63% on the cure progress, and Mega Brutal difficulty. 25,410 points and 3 biohazards. Not a terribly high score, but wow. That was really, really surprising. I thought this would give me more difficulty. Uh, that's great news, though. I mean, it means we can just work on Parasite next time, and then after Parasite, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more episodes. We might as well just do everything on Mega Brutal. We still haven't unlocked the last 2 cheats, so maybe we will really have to complete all diseases on Mega Brutal to unlock. One thing I did do, it says complete, so I thought maybe that just means finish a game on Mega Brutal, but you don't have to win. So I did play each one on Mega Brutal all the way to a lost state, and no, it doesn't work that way. I thought maybe that was what they really meant. Anyways, next time will be Parasite. We are done with this episode. These last ones are gonna be more of me following tutorials, just thus recreating tutorials. So it's a little bit different. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. As always, I ask that you like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me with YouTube. If you want to support me, click on my name Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. And if you want to friend or follow me on practically any social media, there are links down below. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.